Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let me share my screen. So we're doing verse number 7, is it? 6 or
No,
7?
9.
9.
9. We finished 8 yesterday. So
8. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. We need to do 9, Prabhuji.
Okay. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we're reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 15, verse number 9. This chapter is titled Yoga of the Supreme Person. Let's recite the verse. Stotram chakshushu sparshanam cha rasanam घ्राणाम एव च अध्यस्ताय मनश्चायं विषायम् उपसेवते. Yeah, let's see if anyone else would like to recite, devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then I can try, Prabhuji. Srotram chakshu sparshanam cha rasanam grahanam eva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayan pasevate. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I try, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please, Mataji.
Stotram chaksu sparshanam cha rasanam grahanam eva cha adhisthaya manaschayam visayan upasevate. Back to Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else, devotees?
yeah, I'll try. Chotram chakshusparsanam cha rasnam grahanam eva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayan upasevate. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else, devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Stotram chakshu parshanam cha rasanam gruhanam eva cha adhisthaya manasachayam vishayan upasevate.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else, devotees?
Prabhuji, I want to try today.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Kshetra chakshuhu sparsanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate.
Nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else, devotees? Last try. Okay. We'll
Shall
go
I
on.
try, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Shrotram chakshusparshanam cha rasanam granameva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. So let's read the synonyms and translation. Anyone would like to recite synonyms and translation?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Synonyms: stotram ears, chakshuhu eyes, sparsanam touch, cha also, rasanam tongue, grahanam smelling power, eva also, cha and, adhisthaya being situated in, manaha mind, cha also, ayam he, vishayan sense objects, upasevite enjoys. Shall I continue translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects.
Thank you, Sairam Prabhu. So there's a one small paragraph purport. Devotees, anyone else would like to read this paragraph?
If no one is there, I can read. Prabhuji. Anybody would like to read?
Yeah, I can read it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Purport by His Divine Grace, S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. In other words, if the living entity adulterates his consciousness with the qualities of cats and dogs, in his next life he gets a cat or dog body and enjoys. Consciousness is originally pure like water, but if we mix water with certain color, it changes. Similarly, consciousness is pure, for the spirit soul is pure, but consciousness is changed according to the association of the material qualities. Real consciousness is Krishna consciousness. When therefore one is situated in Krishna consciousness, he is in pure light. But if his consciousness is adulterated by some type of material mentality, in the next life he gets a corresponding body. He does not necessarily get a human body again. He can get the body of a cat, dog, hog, demigod, or one of many other forms, for there are 8.4 million species. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Raghu Prabhu. Let's see if we can have two verses together today. So we'll read verse number 10 and then together we'll discuss devotees. उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढा नानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति चक्षुषा. So let's see. Anyone else would like to recite devotees?
I can, Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am.
Dandavad Pranam. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhujyanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu pashyanti nana chakshushaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else, devotees?
I'll also try, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Utkramantam sthitam vapi Gunjanam va gunanvitam Vimudhananu pashyanti gnana chakshusha. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else, devotees?
Yeah, I can try. Upramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu pashyanti jnana chakshusaha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else, devotees?
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu. Yeah. Go ahead, Mata.
उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितिं वापि भुञ्जानां वा गुणान्वितां विमूढा नानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषा. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sunita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Utkramantam stitham vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimuda nam
Nanu pashyanti.
pasyanti gnana taksusa. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Anyone last try, devotees? Anyone?
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Ukramtam sthitam vyapi bhugnanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu pashyanti gnana chakshushaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sridhar Prabhu. Yeah, let's read the synonyms and translation, devotees. Any volunteers?
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Utkramantam, quitting the body. Stitham, situated in the body. Vapi, either. Bhujanam, bhujanam, enjoying. Va, are. Gunanvitam, under the spell of the modes of material nature. Vimudah, foolish persons. Na, never. Anupashyanti, can see. Pashyanti, can see. Gnana chakshushaha, those who have the eyes of knowledge. Translation. The foolish cannot understand how a living entity can quit his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see all this.
Yeah, thank you, Sairam Prabhu. So again, as one paragraph purport, any volunteers, devotees?
I will read, Prabhu, if no one are interested.
Yeah,
Purport.
go ahead, Mataji.
Purport. The word Gnana Chakshus is very significant. Without knowledge, one cannot understand how a living entity leaves his present body, nor what form of body he is going to take in next life, nor even why he is living in the particular type of body. This requires a great amount of knowledge understood from Bhagavad Gita and similar literatures heard from a bona fide spiritual master. One who is trained to perceive all these things is fortunate. Every living entity is quitting his body under certain circumstances. He is living under certain circumstances and he is enjoying under certain circumstances under the spell of material nature. As a result, he is suffering different kinds of happiness and distress under the illusion of sense enjoyment. Persons who are everlastingly fooled by lust and desire lose all power to understand their change of body and their stay in particular body. They cannot comprehend it. Those who have developed spiritual knowledge, however, can see that the spirit is different from the body and is changing its body and enjoying in different ways. A person in such knowledge can understand how the conditioned living entity is suffering in this material existence. Therefore, those who are highly developed in Krishna consciousness try their best to give this knowledge to the people in general, for their conditioned life is very much troublesome. They should come out of it and be Krishna conscious and liberate themselves to transfer to the spiritual world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sunita Mataji. Thank you very much for reading the purport. Anything you would like to share, Mataji?
No, Prabhu, please, you please explain.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Any other devotees would like to share anything, Raghu Prabhu?
Okay, Prabhuji. I read the previous one, but I can sort of say something on both. So the previous one, it's basically the in this world we are affected by the three modes of material nature, and in the verse number 9, is talking about Prabhupada is discussing uh, how we go from one body to another and we get a gross or a subtle body goes along with the soul, and and depending on our consciousness, we get a different type of body. If we have been in Sattva Guna or higher, then we may come back to this life or go on into the spiritual world. But if we are in the Rajoguna or and worse still the Tamoguna, then we might suffer the consequences of getting a different type of body. Yeah, previously it was described how the spirit soul is the analogy was given about air and the aroma, how the air picks up uh, different smells as it moves along. And similarly, the spirit soul is actually pure, but it's given that, but it has to ride with the body, whatever the subtle body wants. So depending on the consciousness, it goes on. So similarly, in the verse 9, it's describing how we can go from uh, depending on our life. If we just eat, mate, and sleep, then we're really more like an animal. And accordingly, we might end up, our consciousness is totally adulterated, thinking that we are this body and nothing else. And as a result, in the next life, you can degrade depending on the tama, whether you're on the tamoguna, leading a life in a tamoguna, and you degrade into can be, any of the 8.4 million species, and need not get a human life. And then, so you can end up, as Prabhupada describes it here, as cat, dog, hog, etc. You can become a demigod, provided you're in the higher mode, like sattva guna, and then you are doing some good deeds like charity and so on. So demigod is possible. And still higher to be in Krishna consciousness, and then you can go on into the spiritual world. The verse 10 is talking about uh, basically you have to have the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge from the Shastras. And the Shastras are like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and then having a spiritual master, and he awakens you into what this body is, what the soul is, what the difference between the two is, that the body is temporary, the soul is eternal, and we have to have that understanding. If we don't have that understanding, people who don't have that type of understanding are just living in the material world, and they are thinking that they are enjoying because they're under illusion, uh, and they are subject to the three modes of material nature, and they just don't understand the body and the spirit soul, and that we are really a part and parcel of the Supreme. They don't have an understanding of all that. So that's what this verse is basically talking about. And unless you have that realization and you get into Krishna consciousness, then your knowledge keeps improving, and you have a chance of liberating yourself. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Raghu Prabhu. Very nicely summarized. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. So does anyone here, does anyone have pets at home? This is a this is a kind of a different question I'm asking related to this topic. Does anyone have pets at home? I don't looks like nobody has, right? So maybe if you have pets, I think most of the Americans have cats and dogs. Some people have fish. Some people have pythons, unique pets. But those who have pets, they understand actually the emotions and feelings of the pets and how they enjoy, what kind of enjoyment the pets like. The owner actually knows. So cows, they like to scratch when you give them a pat in the neck, the cows enjoy it. The dogs also, they like to be, so like scratched. So different kind of animals have different kind of enjoyments. But from the spiritual perspective, when a spiritual person sees, when a self-realized person sees, he sees the cow or cat or a dog or a human being from a living entity. They're all living entities. But when we see them, they have a specific mind. They have a specific senses. They have a specific type of a body. This is all because of the past activities and desires they manifested. So it's very unique. This is a science that Bhagavad Gita is trying to teach us. Kaumaram, Yavvanam, Jara. So this is like from childhood, we grow up, we become a little bit, like the boyhood, and then boyhood to youth to old age, and old age again. There is a circle goes on. So Shankaracharya very nicely says, Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare sayanam. Iha shamsare bahudustare, krupaya pare pahi murare. So it says like again, punarapi jananam, punarapi mananam. So it's like again, this cycle is going on. Krupaya pare bahi murare is asking Lord Krishna, please be merciful unto me and escape the cycle. So in this is the whole chapter is Krishna is focusing how to escape the cycle of birth and death. And if you think it's difficult, it's troublesome, then only we can escape, right? If you think it's an enjoyment, then we would not actually. So we have to understand the problems of life. You have to understand the fatalities of material life, how it is always hope against hope. So, it's like you keep hope on something, but if there is no hope, then you keep a hope on that. It's like hope against hope. So like that, chasing the material world, the enjoyment is like hope against hope. But Krishna gives unlimited opportunities. So here we can see in the verse number 9 and 10, when a living entity wants to enjoy, and Prabhupada used to give this example, like a tiger, So tiger is so passionate that it wants to taste the raw blood. So it wants to eat the flesh, raw flesh. Human beings, we have spices and we cook and we try to keep it, palatable. But the tiger had such a passion; it wants to chase, kill, and eat an animal. So the tiger gets so and so body according to his passionate tendency. So Prabhupada used to say that if you're so much addicted like that, then you get a body of a tiger. So like that, there are 8,400,000 species of lives. Vishnu Puran explains there are Jalaja Navalakkani, there are 9 lakh species in the water. Jalaja means water. Stavara Lakha Vimshiti, there are also Stavara means the living entities which are trees and plants. There are Lakha Vimshiti means 2 times lakh. So that's 2 lakhs. That's 2 million species. So Jalaja Navalakkani, that's 900,000 and then 2 million. And then Krumayor Rudra Sankama. So Krumayor means the insects and the reptiles. So Rudra Sankyataha means it's 1.11 lakhs, so 1.1 million species of lives. And Pakshinam Dashalakkani. So there are 10 lakh species in the birds. That's 1 million. So, and then there are also those who have 4-legged species, right? The quadruped species. It's called Trimsal Lakshani Pasavaha. So it's called Pasavaha. There are 3 million species which are quadrupeds. And then at the last, the human beings, Chatur Lakshani Manushaha. So that Chatur Lakshani means just 4 lakh species of human beings. So these 4 lakh species, now in this Earth planet, we have Africans, Chinese, Japanese, Indonesia, so many different kinds of people. So each varieties of human beings are different, differently created by nature. So Krishna created, so like that he created 400,000 different varieties of human beings. So if you go to ocean, like there are big sharks, small fishes, everything is fish. But then every variety of fish has a different name. There's a golden fish, red fish, shark, like that zebra. Like so they have names. Similarly, we all human beings, we look like we have face, 2 hands and legs. But then the human beings also, there are 4 lakh varieties. So together it makes 8,400,000 species of life. So this 8,400,000 species of life is what is Krishna's pre-made design of the whole creation. Like so if you desire in a particular way, Krishna gives you a particular type of eyes, particular type of ears, tongue, nose, senses, and then he gives a particular mind. And then you enter into the body, and then you feel like you are the body. That is the magic Krishna kind of creates that magic. This is like if you go to a tailor shop, you will see, or if you go to Macy's or any other shop, you see dolls standing, and the dolls are wearing some nice dresses that to tempt you to buy those cloths. So those dolls, if you imagine those dolls can move, it might feel, smile, and do things like that. Exactly, we are like that. So Krishna has grouped us like a machine. Yantra Rudani Maya. This is like a machine. So he has made, and this machine has emotions and feelings. It has desires, hatred, so much more. So there are 24 different types of ingredients in the material world that comes together to make all this interactive emotions and feelings. So here, Krishna is saying that how, in the verse number 9, how the senses are grouped together. So when a living entity dies, when a living entity leaves his body, according to the impressions that he formed in his whole life, every day we do some activity, and that activity forms an impression that creates what's called samskara. So vasana, like in Sanskrit they call vasana. So somebody drinks a liquor, you smell, come on, what did you drink today? So because you get the smell. Similarly, when you desire something, when you do something in life, even without telling, without even showing somebody, that desires and that emotions also automatically comes out. So this is the example that Raghu Prabhu is giving. Like when you smell, when the air is passing through a rose garden, you can smell nice aroma is coming out. You don't see the rose garden. There also you don't see the air, but you smell, So that smell is identifying, oh, the air is passing through a rose garden. Similarly, whatever activities that we do, based on those activities, we carry certain type of desires. And those certain type of desires is going to carry us into certain type of body. And those certain type of body is already designed by Krishna. This one of these 8,400,000 species of bodies. It's just like you to go to a car shop. You have standard, Excel, luxury. You have Tesla. You have Toyota. You have BMW. So many cars are already there. According to the money you have, you go and purchase something. Similarly, according to the credibility, karma, and your what you deserve, what you desire and what you deserve. So if it's simply what you desire, everyone desires something nice. But what you deserve is, you may not agree what you deserve, but Krishna actually keeping account of everything we do. So that's why karma is so important, that even bhakti is considered like a bhakti is, Prabhupada always says, it's an activity. It's not like idle. It's always devotional service. He say just devotion, it doesn't say devotion. Devotional service. It's always tied with activity. So when bhakti activities are performed, then you don't really incur any vasana, any karma, any reactions, because it's purifying, it's enlightening, and it's relishing. You don't basically carry something to the next level. The bhakti only gives more bhakti. So that's why one time Prabhupada used to, what do you want from bhakti? So like several people said several things, but Prabhupada said, with bhakti you get more bhakti. So the bhakti itself is loving exchanges with Krishna, and you get more loving exchanges, more loving exchanges. It's not like you give bhakti to Krishna and you want something back. That is business. That is called Vanidyam. So exalted devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, they say, when Lord Nrsimhadev was asking Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad, ask me some boon. I cannot actually go empty hand without giving you anything. Prahlad says, Lord, don't tempt me. I'm not a businessman. I didn't actually give you love and emotions and feelings. I didn't give you my heart just to get something back. But if you really want to do something, then forgive my father. He is so foolish that he actually tried to consider you as his enemy. So please forgive him. So he didn't ask anything for himself, but he asked his father, who is, even though it's a material relationship, he knows, but still he is grateful for what actually he received from his father. So we can see how exalted Vaishnavas are. So here in this verse, we can see that Krishna, Prabhupada is explaining that, we don't necessarily get human type of body. The 400 1,000, 4 lakh species, only human bodies, and the other 8 million species are animal. So we don't necessarily get human body again. We can get other animal bodies, or even it could be a demigod body also. So that's why it is very important to give attention to consciousness. So everything is happening because of consciousness. If I keep my consciousness pure, the highest, purest consciousness is Krishna consciousness. If I keep my consciousness pure, then I can get elevated to such an extent, I can get transferred to spiritual world where the pure consciousness living entities they live. Even you can actually go to demigods planets. There also pure living entities are there, but they are not so pure that the living entities they live in spiritual world. They are completely transcendental. That is why Brahma Bhuvana Lauka Punaravartina Arjuna. Like Krishna says that even if you go to from Brahma Loka to Patala Loka, if you are not really coming to Krishna's planet, which is the spiritual Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan, still there will be suffering, there will be Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. So that is why it is very important for us to understand. Now, Krishna is also saying that all this you are seeing, but you are not seeing. Pashyanti also, it's like Pashyanti means you can you can see. Na pashyanti means you cannot see. So even though everybody is seeing this, but they cannot see because they don't have jnana chakshushu. They don't have the eyes of knowledge. So eyes of knowledge is so important. Just like you go to a doctor, doctor writes a prescription, you go give it to into the medical shop. They see and then they give the tablets. We don't understand anything because we didn't really study the medicine, all that. So, but the doctor understands, and similarly, the medical shop man also understands. So it's like that. The Vaishnavas and the spiritual personalities, they can see a person and they can understand that he is so much addicted to so and so desires, and that is why he is suffering. He's going to get next body like that. So Prabhupada, exalted Vaishnavas like Srila Prabhupada and Mahabhagavatas, just by looking at you, they can understand what kind of a suffering you're going through, what kind of addiction you are, what kind of body you're going to get next. All that for them, they can see through your qualities very easily. They can identify. So that is why it's the jnana is so important in spiritual life, that when you see and the ordinary person sees, that you're seeing two different things. So that is why you always have to. Even Brahma says that one has to anoint his eyes with the love of Krishna. Then only he can actually see Krishna, that Shama Shundara, and exchange the emotions and loving feelings. Unless you anoint your eyes, with the love of Krishna, it is not possible to exchange that emotion, because we are in the material world. We are in the separated. This is a Krishna's separated energy. This is a Binna Prakritir Ashtada. Krishna says, Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Kam Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankara iti Meyam Binna Prakritir Ashtada. So these 8 elements, energies of Krishna, but it's still separated from Krishna. So we cannot really see Krishna in the material world unless we see through with eyes of knowledge, with eyes of Shastra. There is also a term called Shastra Chakshushu. Shastra Chakshushu means we see through the eyes of through the Shastra. So here also the Jnana Chakshushu, which is similar, the Jnana comes from Shastra. So Jnana Chakshushu, we have to see through the knowledge of the Shastras. So that is very, very important. So which we will get by having sanghas like this. We can understand Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is teaching us all the Jnana, so through which we can understand how all of this material world is functioning. So here Krishna says Vimuda. He uses the word called Vimuda. Muda means fool. V means it's stressing in Sanskrit. Vimukta, Vimuda, like the Vimuda is like the very foolish, most foolish, even though you can see, but you are not able to see it. So, so this is like the Krishna is giving another Bunjana means we all, this word Bunja means it's always referred to eating or enjoying. So, under the what spell? Guna Anvitam. So, under the spell of modes of nature. So, one time, even Indra, he was actually had to take a form of a hog, form of a pig, because there was a curse, and then for certain time he has to take that curse and he has to come to the material world, accept that body. So when the curse was finished, when the demigods came to actually reclaim him back to the Indraloka, but Indra doesn't want to, he was refusing to come. So he actually was so much enjoying the life of a hog. He said, I have my wife, I have my children, I have a nice life here, I don't want to come. So this is the situation that Krishna, whatever difficult situation we are in, the Maya makes us to think that we are actually happy, we are enjoying, this is all very nice. The situation is very nice. Like that, the Maya makes us to think like that. So, but it's actually foolish, very foolish to think like that. We are thinking because of the modes of nature. So that is why sometimes the ignorance takes predominance, sometimes passion takes predominance, sometimes the goodness takes predominant. So in the Satya Yuga, goodness was predominant. And then in the Treta Yuga, there was a mixture of goodness and passion. In the Dwapar Yuga, there was passion and mixture of passion was predominant, but there was a goodness and passion mixture. But in the Kali Yuga, ignorance is predominant and passion is actually subordinate. So those who are passionate, those who are ignorant, for them people actually admire them. People admire people who are rich, people who are exotic, and people who are all kinds of unique crazy things people admire. But in the Satya Yuga, people used to admire the people of mode of goodness. So now it's predominant. It's always a competition going on, but it's all under the spell of nature. So we can understand. But if you're really highly developed in Krishna consciousness, then we can actually see how people are suffering, and we can see how their conditioned life is very troublesome. Conditioned life, very lot of times I give this example. You go to people who look at the parrot astrology. So the parrot comes out, he picks a card, and then he gets a grain, he goes inside. So parrot actually has full wings, he can fly, but he's been so much conditioned that he thinks I cannot actually do it. I know I'm so weak. This is all I have to do. This is my life. So it's already like kind of settled that this is my life. I can't do anything more. So like that, we all have conditioning. We can come out of that conditioning by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Krishna actually purifies our heart. Then we can slowly understand. Oh, actually, the material world is designed like this. I'm suffering like this, and the moksha dwara will open. We can see that how the path is wide open. Then we can walk that way. So we take one step. Krishna takes 10 steps. So he's always guiding. So he's called the Chaitya Guru. He's also, in the heart, he's guiding everyone. He's also guiding through the devotees. He's also guiding through the Guru, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru. So many ways Krishna is guiding. The Bhagavad Gita also is not different from Krishna. He's guiding us through the Shastra, right? So all of this is helping us. So we can't say we don't have help. So we have help, and we also know we have conditioning, but we are trying to come out of that conditioning. So these are some thoughts, devotees. We have 10 more minutes. Let's see if any discussions from anyone. Like to hear from all of you to see if anyone can share something or have questions. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Sairam Prabhu, yes.
Prabhuji, two questions I have. One question is, we're seeing so many devotees right now with us or around the world. Now, by saying this, what is their next life? Even, is there a life that is other than human? Is also be considered as a as a life, that Krishna wants to be the close. How to understand that?
So your question is, I understood we have so many Vaishnavas, so many devotees around the world.
Right.
And what is your question on that topic?
Okay. What would be their next life?
Okay, what would be the next life? Okay. So devotees are in different levels, different stages. Just like you have, you want to go to the, say, New York, there is the highest, tallest building. What is the tower? It has 100 stories, 150 stories, right?
The Will Tower.
Yeah. So in that
Top
tower, you go to somebody is on the 50th, stair, 50th floor, somebody is on the 70th floor, somebody on the 80th floor, somebody on the first floor, somebody on 10th floor. They're all considered, they're going to reach the peak. They're all on the journey, but they're all on different stages. So like that, every devotee is considered, his life is auspicious because he is on the journey. Krishna's protection is there. Krishna is going to guide them. This is the way, this is the way. But they're all under different levels. So according to the level they are in, consciousness they are in the next life, they get a better life. For example, in Krishna himself, he says that if you're really trying to come closer to Krishna, then you get a birth in a very nice Brahmana family. From childhood, you get all the samskaras, all the beautiful association of Vaishnavas, that you grow up to be very excellent Vaishnava, then you can start from where you stopped. Like you stopped at 40%. The next life, Krishna gives another opportunity as a human being that you can start at 41%, and then you can gradually become purified, and you can become eligible to enter into the spiritual world. So bhakti is never lost. Like even you do little bit service to Krishna this life, you get continued next life.
So when you attain that 100% and then go to the Krishna Loka, is that an end and forever not having a rebirth, or is it something that when the good karma, when your good karma is finished, like how your bank balance is finished, right? And
Yes.
will you start again into this loop circle for reborn again, start from the beginning?
Yes, Krishna himself answers this question, Prabhuji. So Krishna says that Mam upetya tu kaunteya dukkha punarjanmana vidyati. Like he says, one who reaches my planet, he does not take birth again in the material world. He reaches the eternal abode. And because there are two reasons, when we reach this Krishna's abode, we actually know everything that happened in the material world. So we understand the problems of material world. So we make a decision. We're so much attracted to Krishna, and this on the opposite side, there's so much suffering here. So we don't want to come. But we can come, but consciously we decide not to separate. I mean, basically, Narada Muni travels everywhere. He even goes to Patal Loka, he goes to demigod planet, he goes to Brahma Loka. He has the independence to travel anywhere, but he prefers to always be in the association of the Lord. So it is a conscious decision that the living entity makes when he gets liberated.
Hare Krishna.
Is that fine, Prabhuji? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, is that clear, Prabhuji?
yes, Prabhuji. I just gained 0.000001%, Prabhuji. Knowledge. Like you said, 41%, 50%, moving towards close to Krishna,
Oh.
I mean to say.
No, Prabhuji. I think you are all very exalted. I know you are doing so much service and you're progressing. Yeah, keep up the nice service, and Krishna is going to bless you. Your daughter is wonderful. She's also learning. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else, devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then, yeah, wonderful points, Prabhuji, especially the analogy Prabhupada gives here. So originally, as you said, 100% we go there. Originally, we were all pure, right, Prabhuji? Of course, as the consciousness, as a water, raindrop comes. It is very pure, but once it comes it might fall into a mud, it might fall onto a lotus petal and shine, and it might become a pearl. So we were all there. And in fact, I heard Prabhuji from senior devotees that when we come down, due to whatever, anarthas, we were, Brahma in some loka with 100, heads or 1,000 heads, or, like our Chaturmukha Brahma or whatever, right? But once, even when we were in the womb of a mother, we pray to the Lord because it's so very difficult to stay there for 9 months. But once we enter into this material world, we all forget. But with the Guru, Sadhu Shastra and association of devotees, out of all these 8.4 million species, we get, a body of a human being, where we have this chance of getting rid of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So Prabhupada says that in this very life, we have to take this opportunity and go back to Godhead. And this is a very wonderful opportunity for all of us to build a temple for Lord Krishna. Krishna says that if you build a temple for me, I will have a place for you in the Goloka Vrindavan. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Subal Prabhuji. Yeah, dear devotees, you all know that we are planning to close the temple property by 19th of this month. So if you have not gotten the opportunity to, donate, give some charity, this is a good opportunity, lifetime opportunity. So in Tampa is one of the greatest cities in America. So Prabhupada would love to have ISKCON temple and have this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Bhagavad Gita distribution, Srimad Bhagavatam distribution, Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have such wonderful literatures that Prabhupada has written. We would like to distribute. The temple will be the place, like a headquarters for us to keep the books and distribute. There's so many hospitals, hospices, prisons. We can give so many good things if we have a center. We are already doing so much without the center. So with center, it gives us a little bit of enthusiasm, to do more for Krishna's service. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Each one of us has at least 10 friends, so we should reach out to all of our friends, and not only friends, enemies also, and and neighbors and all. Try to get whatever, even small amount, it is in Krishna's seva. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Right. Basically, by giving, they are actually getting so much benefited. They get connected to ISKCON, and then actually, when you give something, wherever the money goes, the consciousness goes. So in the material world, wherever you invest your money, your consciousness also gets invested. So that is the streak. That's why Krishna says, give me everything. So he says, Madarpanam, Kurushva Madarpanam, whatever you offer, whatever you eat, whatever you think, just do it as an offering to me. So charity also, we give so much, we are all spending so much. So when we give to Krishna, our consciousness will turn towards Krishna. Okay, let me see what Krishna is saying now. So like that, Prabhupada used to say that we have so many wonderful books. We go to book distribution, we give the book and ask for some donation. And if he gives some money, then he will say, okay, let me see what this book says. And he'll open it and read it. If we give it for free, he might throw it away. So wherever the money goes, the consciousness goes there. So any other questions, devotees? Anyone?
Prabhuji, me once again. It is not a question, but I want to, share my feel of experience with the recent incident. The disciple of the Srila Prabhupada, I don't know his name, the one who recently passed away in Tampa. I think you all know.
Yes.
Right. I mean, when I see him, I mean, I kept watching all his videos and things that are getting posted. In a normal human tendency, when suddenly you come to know that, hey, in a week time I'm not going to be here, something happened, it could be a cancer or a disease, something. how a human being normally would feel that short period of time, right?
Hmm.
It is a general tendency to feel panic, to start crying, to bringing all your near and dear relations and then talking to them, crying, emotional and everything, right? The purpose of life towards the end is not something that you are crying because you are detaching from what you are attached in the material world. By seeing Prabhuji, even after he moved out from the ICU room and doctor declared he only be there for a couple of days, even in those last days, I never see him even 1% of feeling sad or depressed or anything. Rather, rather he is using all his energy, raising his hand and attempting to chant, trying to change, make his lip movement, and he even on the bed he's like a child, and then he's laughing and say that, hey, Srila Prabhupada is asking me to come. I'm going to meet, I'm going to the Krishna Charana. I mean, it is such a brave statement. Without a true giving yourself to Krishna, it is impossible. Your consciousness in the last minute, how it is awakened, is what showing you as a result of your life, how you spend, how you binded your emotions and your feel truly giving to Krishna. Saying is different from giving, Prabhuji, right? Right, I can say that, yeah, I'm a Krishna devotee, I'm an ISKCON devotee, but when you really do the things in your life, are you doing with dharma? Are you doing what Krishna said to follow in a different situations of your life, right? And one of them is his last minute, right? I think he only unconscious for maybe half day or a little more than that, but that is, with such a joy, he departed. That awakened me and asking the question myself, what I am attached all this time in my life, can I be like him in my last minute? What to do to be like that, right? What I need to practice, how I need to change myself in the way of thinking. You will be hit by so many people, right? Maybe betraying or a cheating, or maybe you lose all your wealth or all your family one day, but still, when it come to be stabilizing yourself, how strong, and then how quick that you can stabilize and back to this path of the devotion, that is very challenging. And I feel that I am blessed, seeing him. And he left an example to all devotees, in especially in Tampa, for all of us, right? His life is an example how, to reach that level, what we all can do. That's what I want to share, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you very much for sharing that. It's very important. Actually, we are all blessed by his association in the last few days. So we all able to witness how a Vaishnava leaves this planet, right? So this is not ordinary person. Is exalted Vaishnava.
Is it Bruhan Prabhuji? Prabhuji?
No,
Yeah.
Brahat Prabhu, right? Brahat Sano.
Brahat Sena, yeah.
Brahat Sena, yes. So, yeah, he's exalted. He's a Srila Prabhupada disciple. He's a soldier of Srila Prabhupada. So, of course, we cannot imitate. So, what we can follow his instructions. We can chant, like he was saying, chanting, right? So, we can chant, read Bhagavad Gita. So, that is all we have to do. We have to follow his instructions, and Krishna will bless us to be in that consciousness at the final moment of death. Thank you very much, devotees. It's already 9:04. We'll conclude today's session with all of your permission. Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Grantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.